let's look at metric units of measurement. Metric units of measurement are used anywhere outside of the United States. The three basic units of metric system are grams for weight, meters for length, and liter for capacity. So first let's look at capacity. So this is measured in grams, and the main units that are used are grams and kilograms. So 1,000 grams is equal to 1 kilogram. There are measurements between the two, but these are the ones that we're going to look at. So a kilogram is like a bag of flour. So 1 kilogram is equal to 1,000 grams. So remember, abbreviation for kilogram is kg. The abbreviation for gram is just g. So 1 kilogram equals 1,000 grams. Then we have milliliters. Like a medicine bottle is a milliliter. Is a liter. And then like the medicine dropper, what you'll get from like a drop of that would be a milliliter. So ml is your milliliter abbreviation. L is your liter abbreviation. So 1,000 milliliters equals to 1. 1,000 milliliters is equal to 1 liter. So 1,000 mLs equals 1 L. You got your liters, equal to 1,000 milliliters. Again. Then we have our metric unit for length. The smallest unit is millimeters. 1 mm is your abbreviation for millimeters, and then equals 1 meter. So it's 1,000. All right, so the little bitty lines on your ruler these are millimeters. And then the lines that you have here, so here's what it usually looks like, what a usual rule looks like. So these in between here are your millimeters, and then where the numbers are, these are your centimeters. cm is your abbreviation for centimeter. So 100 centimeters equals 1 meter, and 10 millimeters is 1 centimeter. 100 centimeters equals 1 m. Then you have decimeter. We don't use this much, but it is 10 centimeters. So 1 decimeter equals 10 centimeters. Meter is your unit for length. 1 metric unit. So you have kilometers, which is kind of like your miles. So 1 km is equal to 1,000 meters. All right, so when we're going to do conversions, you again can set up and use the box to help set this up. Makes things simple, I believe. So that's why I tried again. So 1 time, remember cross multiply again. So 1 times n. And then 100 times 34, so 1 times n equals 100 times 34. So 1 times n is n, and then 100 times 34 is 3,400. So n equals 3,400. So 34 meters is 3,400 centimeters. Again, that's the box method. Going from, remember, if you go, same thing you can do, going from big to small, multiply all. And then here's an example going from small to big, so you could just divide the pig. But I like to set this one up. It sets up as fractions. All right, so you go through and do. So 1 times 22 and 1,000 times n. So we got 22 times 1, which equals 1,000 times n. So 22 times 1 is 22, which equals 1,000 times n. I have to undo this times 1,000. So remember, it sets up as a fraction bar. So it's 22 divided by 1,000 equals n, which if you notice, this is a fraction that we should know. So n equals 22 thousandths, which is just 0.022. So 22 milliliters is 22 thousandths, oops, wrong unit, of a liter. Sorry about that. Make sure your units are correct. Match the box. All right, so conversions between units of measurement using the King Henry version. I don't like to use this all that much. We're going to go through and talk about it really quickly. It's just another way of doing it. So it's King Henry danced merrily down Central Main, or what you might have heard it, or somebody else might have heard it, your brothers or sisters or parents might have heard it differently. And remember, your M here would be the one that changes. It can be your meters, grams, or liters. Any of these will do. Will work. You just have to make sure that you remember all of them, because if you miss one of these, then you'll miss it. So you put the decimal on the right side of the proper unit. So remember, that always goes on the right side of your number. Then put the digit in the columns and move the decimal, and then fill in the zeros for where they would go to get to your place. Okay, so if my problem is 2 centimeters, so I have my 2 in this under this centimeter. So I'm moving over 1 place to the decimeter, and then 1 place gets me to the meter. So I need to put in my zeros. So then I would move the decimal over, which gives you 2 thousandths of a meter. So 2 centimeters equals 2 thousandths of a meter. So that's the way that we can go through and do for, you can also use this method to help do that, whichever one works best for you. All right, so go ahead and just bring in a summary tomorrow of what you've learned. Maybe have all the measurements listed down so we know which ones that they are. And kind of we can talk about it tomorrow, and we're going to add these to our spiral. So let's go ahead and make sure that you have your measurements listed down of what the metric units of measurements are, and which one measures length, which one measures capacity, and which one measures weight. All right, see y'all tomorrow.